Hi, I'm Vicky Chang. Today I am going to tell you the story on my first day of kindergarten, which happened about 30 years ago. But before I start with my story, I need to let you know that I'm a twin. My twin sister and I were born about 5 minutes apart, and since I was born first, naturally I became the big sister. So our mother had started her new job for a few months, and then finally it was time for Helen and I to start kindergarten. Now, I've changed my sister's name here to protect her identity. Since I'm the big sister, I have to keep her protected. But I am not sure if that's effective because we look very much alike, and I think it's easy for anyone to pick her out from a crowd. On the morning of our first day of kindergarten, our mother pulled me aside and said to me, Vicky, today is the first day of school. It is very important, and I need you to understand what I'm telling right now. I need you to be very responsible. I didn't think that I knew what responsible meant. And she kept going and she said, I need you to take very good care of your sister and yourself till I come to pick you up after work at 6 o'clock today. And I need you to not get your bags ready till you see me at the door. And she went on and repeated herself a couple more times just to make sure I understood what she was telling me. And of course, I assured her that I totally understood what she was telling me. And then we were off to school. At age 5, I didn't really have a good sense of time. So when the parents start showing up to pick up the half-day pre-kindergartners, I thought it was 6 o'clock. So I waited by the door and looked for our mother and waited, but she didn't come. We had a lot of friends being picked up, and I thought, you know what? This is out of routine for her. So it's going to take her a little bit more time. So I went to Helen and said, go grab your bag while I grab mine. And then we both waited by the door and waited, and still no mother. After all the parents had left, traffic had died down, I started thinking, well, maybe our mother forgot because after all, it was our first day of school and it was out of routine for her. She probably didn't remember and went straight home. So I decided to take matters into our own hands. So I dragged Helen away from school. And luckily, our school and apartment were on the same street about 200 yards away. So we had no trouble getting to our apartment building. And luckily, the door to our apartment building was open at the time. And we were being very good citizens. And we closed the door behind us and climbed 5 flights of stairs. The only problem that we had was none of us had a key to the door. So by the time we got to the door, we had nothing to do except ringing the doorbell and bang on the door. So we rang the bell, bang on the door, we rang the bell, bang on the door, and nobody answered. And we kept ringing the bell, banging the door, and then we heard someone calling our names from downstairs. We struggled to peek outside the window since we weren't tall enough, but we could tell it was our principal downstairs. Now, since we closed the door behind us to the building, she couldn't get up to come get us. So she was hoping that we would hear her and eventually go down to her. But we didn't because we thought it was 6 o'clock and we were going to go home. So after about 10 minutes, our principal gave up. So she walked back to school. She made a phone call to our mother, and our mother made a phone call to our grandma, who lived about 3 neighborhoods away. So she walked 3 neighborhoods to get to our apartment building, and she used her key to open the door to the building, and she climbed 5 flights of stairs to get us. And then when she saw us, we thought she was going to open the door for us, but instead, she told us that we had to go back to school. By that time, we were very upset because we thought that it was time to go home, so we started crying. And our grandma dragged us downstairs and dragged us all the way back to school. And they were trying to comfort us, but nothing worked. We cried and cried till our mother showed up. Of course, that was about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and our mother did not look happy at all because she had to leave work. I did not remember the rest of the story, but I knew that this story had been shared at dinner table multiple times and also at all the family gatherings when we had Chinese New Year. I'm sure some of you may have the same experience. You may have an unforgettable event in your life like this one. Thank you.